Pride of Hiigara. This is Captain Soban of the fleet, Farron Shah. Looks like you could use a hand. Attention all Sobani, pick your targets and engage.
Hello everyone. Hello. This is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard the Starship Enterprise for our first episode of Homeworld Simplex Ship Showcase Series, where we are going to be looking at every single ship you can build in the Homeworld game and kind of talking about it, explaining their strengths and weaknesses, so you guys have a better understanding of how these ships work in the game. Now, one thing I'm going to say before we actually get on this, there are a lot of ships you can build in this mod. There are a ton of ships for every single faction. So, with that, what we're going to do is we're going to have each class have their own episode. So today we'll be covering the fighters, next week we'll be covering corvettes, and then after that frigates, and then capital ships, and then super capital ships. And there are also ships in this mod called ultra capital ships, which are like the massive ships like Sejuk and whatnot that are in this mod. I wasn't able to really show those off because I couldn't get my fleet built up in time or get high enough rank before the AI killed us, but I will be showing those off here in the ship showcase series. So those and super capital ships will be going together, and then after that we'll have all the production level ships like the shipyards and carriers, whatnot. They'll be in that one. And then we'll have the platforms and then non-combat ships. So that means each one of these series, or each one of these factions that we'll be showing off, will have 8 episodes. That's 2 months. And I think there's like 5 factions. Let's see, there's Hiigaran, Titan, Tyrannic Raider, Progenitor, and Keepers. Yeah, there's 5 factions, so that'll be like 10 months before this series is completely done. So there is a possibility that the next version of Simplex might come out. And my harvesters are running out of resources. There's a good possibility the next version of Simplex might come out before we're done with this series. If that does, don't worry about it. We'll continue covering 4.7. So just keep that in mind. This is going to be a long series, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Anyways, that's enough talking about that stuff. I'm actually just telling my harvesters to just, retire.
All right, that's it.
I don't need money anymore. I just needed that to get everything built. So, we are going to start with the fighters. Go from the top all the way down like we've done in the previous my previous mods, because one thing Homeworld Simplex and Homeworld Complex really did good is they made it to where like your the ships that you start off on top, and then as you get your research and whatnot up and promotions up, and then later ones get unlocked as the further down you go. So yeah, so we're going to start with the first ones, which are our scouts. So let's go ahead and read about them. So, Scout. Description: Reconnaissance Fighter Squadron, equipped with 1 light kinetic cannon, and also comes with electromagnetic pulse emitter and sensor ping when you upgrade it. Type: Fighter. Cost 350 RUs. Build time 20 seconds. Now, I've been looking at some of these as I go through these, and I think there might be a setting I have turned on that speeds up the construction time, because 20 seconds for a Scout is a long time, and this build's probably within 5 or 6 seconds. So I don't know if that build time needs to be updated, or maybe there's a setting in the skirmish area that I can turn on that makes the build time a lot slower. Maintenance cost 5 RUs per year, so very low maintenance. Strong versus none. It's a reconnaissance ship, so yeah, I'm not going to have any strengths. And prerequisites: 3 crew members. So just like on every Homeworld mod, these are your primary scout ships. They aren't very powerful, they don't have a whole lot of hull, but they have a large, as you can see here, a large sensor radius, so they can be used to send out to the enemy and spy on them to see, to gather some intel of what kind of fleet they're building. So you can adjust your fleet to how theirs is used. And then other than that, the electronic magnetic pulse emitter, let's actually see. Oh, apparently I haven't. I don't actually know what it does. But I'm assuming what that will do is it will actually disable enemy ships, which is something I need to use more in this mod. And then the sensor ping, which I believe is this. I'm kind of confused why I actually don't have these researches. Weird. because I have the vision, but whatever. Anyways, the sensor ping allows you to ping somewhere on the map and reveals location at the cost of RUs, and it's temporarily. I think it lasts, I don't know, like a minute. Doesn't really last too long, but it gives you an idea of what's going on around that area. That was Homeworld 2's answer to the sensors array from Homeworld 1, which allows you to reveal the entire map. So that one's a little bit more tactical than just having something that allows you to see everything on the map. Anyways, these are our scouts. Let's move on to the next one, which are the interceptors, which I believe are the main dogfighters of the mod. And as you can see, they look like the Homeworld 2 interceptors. I don't think there's anything major that they changed on it. Maybe adding this thing at the bottom, because I don't exactly remember what the vanilla ones look like, because it's been a long time. But anyways, let's take a look at it. Interceptor. Description: basic fighter squadron equipped with a kinetic cannon. So one that's a little bit more powerful than the reconnaissance cannon. Type: fighter. Cost 400 RUs. Build time 30 seconds. Maintenance cost 7 RUs, so a little bit more maintenance than the scout. Strong versus fighters and corvettes. Don't know about the corvettes, maybe light corvettes, but this is pretty much your main dogfighter, so I don't think they can handle the armor that corvettes have. Unless you're fighting like specialized corvettes that are good against like capital ships and not fighters. Prerequisites: fighter facility and 5 crew members, because it's a 5-ship squadron, and fighters always have one crew member inside the ship because it's a fighter. So yeah, not much to really say about these guys. Again, these are your main early game dogfighters and your main answer to enemy fighter squadrons. When again in the early game, they're cheap to build, 400 RUs. That's pretty much it. Don't use these guys against anti-fighters, or anti-fighter ships, because they will easily get blown up because they don't have a whole lot of armor, and they don't have the speed to outrun those turrets. Also, before I really get too far into this recording, just letting you guys know, for this series, I will not be upgrading the armor or like speed or anything like that. This is all going to be completely vanilla. Just imagine that I just unlocked the technology and built the ship. That's what their stats are going to be. So your damage and your armor and your speed can all go up with research. Yep. Okay, next is the standard bomber. Is right over here.
Reporting.
These are your standard bombers from Homeworld 2. And nothing really fancy. The 2, like, I think plasma bombs here. You got the crew area there. Let's read about it. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Here we go. Bomber. Description: anti-capital ship fighter squadron equipped with 2 anti-capital ship plasma bomb launchers, and then also comes with 2 anti-subsystem plasma bomb launchers when upgraded, giving it more effectiveness against subsystems. Type: fighter. Cost 550 RUs, so a little bit more expensive than interceptors. Takes 40 seconds to make compared to 30, so they take longer to produce. Maintenance costs 8 RUs, so 1 more RU than interceptors. Strong versus frigates, capital ships, and subsystems when upgraded. Prerequisites comes with prerequisites are the fighter facility and 5 crew members, so you can build this as soon as you have your fighter facility completed. So again, have you guys ever played any type of Homeworld 2 mod or Homeworld 2, honestly any Homeworld games, the bomber is your anti-capital ship weapon. It will be teared apart quickly against anything that's anti-fighter or like interceptors and whatnot, so do not use them against that. But yeah, that's about it. These are just your basic bombers. Use them against capital ships.
Available for construction.
Weird. Use them against capital ships, and yeah, that's pretty much their stick. Next up, we have the Avenger. I believe are these guys right here.
Copy.
And as you can see, these are modified bombers. Instead of having the plasma bombs, it looks like they have rocket launchers and 2 really big missiles. They have the same chassis as the bomber. Let's go ahead and read about them. Avenger. Anti-subsystem fighter squadron. Equipped with heavy anti-subsystem rapid bomb launchers. Okay, so that's probably what these things are. And 2 anti-frigate, anti-capital ship Calstos when upgraded. Oh, okay, okay. So the anti-capital ship rapid bomb launcher might be these 2 down here, and the Calstos might be these ones here. Because a Calsto is usually a volley of missiles. So it would make sense that this like rapid fires, and then they launch these as kind of like giant torpedoes towards the enemy. Cool. Type fighter, cost 600 RUs, build time 40, so same as the bomber. Maintenance 7, that's actually dropped from the bombers, same as the Interceptor. Interesting. And strong versus subsystems. So this guy really doesn't have anything to really fight against the hull of the enemy ship, and he obviously doesn't have any sort of defenses or anything to protect themselves against fighter raids. So these guys will definitely need an escort when going up against like a capital ship, so they have some sort of protection or some sort of distraction so that they can deliver their payload and disable the enemy subsystems. Prerequisites, fighter facility. I'll zoom that out a little bit so you guys can see it. And prerequisites also research station, so you do need your first level of research to unlock these guys. You also have to research Avenger technology, and they take 5 crew members, because again, they're fighters. So it's 1 crew member per ship. Cool. So these are your specialized bombers to go against subsystems. Nice. Next up on our list are the heavy interceptors, which are, I believe, here.
Standing by.
So they look like a more modified version of the Interceptor. They got a couple, looks like rocket pods on the side, and whatever this cannon is on the front. That's pretty cool. But overall, it looks pretty similar to the regular Interceptor. I think it's got its wings cut down a little bit. It might have a little bit of the wings cut off, but maybe that might just also be a visual illusion from having these things on the back. Okay, let's read about them. Heavy Interceptor. Advanced Interceptor Squadron equipped with 6 kinetic autocannons. Okay, so that's what this thing is here on front. It's a kinetic autocannon. Holy crap, that's cool. And 3 long-range anti-fighter missile launchers, which are these things here in the back. Wait, is that? Oh, that's faced the other way. Okay, it can defend itself from the rear. That's pretty cool. That shoots this way, where the other 2 shoot forward. Huh. So these guys can protect themselves when they're running away from the enemy. Nice. Type fighter. Costs 700 RUs, which is our most expensive fighter squadron right now. Build time 55 seconds, so it takes a lot longer to build than any other fighter. Maintenance cost 8 RUs per year, so it's the same as the bomber. And strong versus fighters and corvettes. Again, for corvettes, it might be like corvettes that don't specialize against fighters, so like anti-capital ship or anti-frigate corvettes. Prerequisites, fighter facility. You must have your fighter facility built in order to use it. Research division. So have to have the first level of research unlocked. Heavy interceptor technology research, and 5 crew members. Cool. They are 300 RUs more expensive than interceptors. Indeed. Pretty cool. I think their maintenance should be a little bit higher, but other than that, really, really cool ship. To me, it looks like they took inspiration from the Kushan Interceptor. Because the Kushan Interceptor has like a giant, almost revolver for its main weapon, or I might be thinking of the Scout. It has this giant big revolver, and so they just decided to turn it into like a rapid-fire kinetic cannon. Pretty cool. Next up, we have the Raptor. King Raptor here. Let's check these guys out. These kind of look like the Shirleys from Complex, which I always like that fighter design. Got some pretty cool engines back here. See if we can see its weapon loadout. Might be these. Or those might be the thrusters. I don't know, it has a really like jet engine design to it, and I like it. Read about them. Raptor. Fearsome fighter squadron designed for dogfighting. Equipped with 4 kinetic cannons, which I believe those are the ones on the side. 1, 2, 4. 3 pulsar beams. Oh, that might be what these things are. That must be pulsar, pulsar, and pulsar.
Available for construction.
And 2 anti-frigate capital ship cow stows when upgraded. Wonder where those come from. Don't exactly know. Don't look like they come off the side. Weird. So, type fighter costs 900 RUs, which is now our most expensive fighter squadron. Build time 70 seconds is also a fighter squadron that takes the longest to build. Maintenance costs 9 RUs per year, so it's also the most expensive on maintenance. Strong versus fighters, corvettes, and frigates when upgraded, so it's kind of a multi-role fighter. Probably because it has the kinetic cannons to fight the fighters, pulsar beams to fight the corvettes, and then the cow stows to fight the frigates. Prerequisites. Let me actually bring this up a little bit. Fighter facility. Research division, the science division requirement. A research station with science division, so that's research level 2. So you'll need to invest in a lot of research in order to get this guy available. Raptor technology research, and 5 crew members. So this is your advanced multi-role anti-fighter squadron, where the heavy interceptor is your advanced anti-fighter squadron. Okay. Cool. So he can take on a little bit of everything when it comes to the low guys. Not bad. Alright, next we have our heavy bomber, which I'm assuming is our upgraded to our normal bombers.
Ready.
Oh, it's definitely an upgrade. Holy crap. Holy crap. I'm assuming these are the plasma bomb launchers, and these might be like pulsar lasers decked around it. Nice. Let's read about it. Okay, heavy bomber. Heavy anti-capital ship fighter squadron equipped with 4 anti-capital ship plasma bomb launchers. Oh, so these are plasma bomb launchers as well. Okay. And 2 anti-subsystem plasma bomb launchers. So 2 anti-subsystem, 4 anti-capital ship. Okay. How much does a normal bomber have? 2 and 2. So this has 2 more anti-capital ship plasma bombs. So the entire heavy bomber squadron should have the firepower when it comes to anti-capital ship compared to 2 bomber squadrons. Okay. Fighter, or type fighter, cost 1000 RUs, so it's the most expensive one we've seen so far. Build time 80 seconds, so it's also the one that takes the longest to build. Maintenance cost 10 RUs, which is also the most highest on maintenance. And strong versus frigates, capital ships, and subsystems. So again, these things also don't have any type of protection, so they'll need some sort of fighter escort to be fully effective. So prerequisites is fighter facility, research station with a science division on it. So basically the second tier of science needs to be unlocked. And then researched heavy bomber technology and 5 crew members. There we go. I had to get a good angle for my thumbnail for today. I think we're actually gonna have a couple ships that will be our thumbnail, so. Anyways,
Copy.
really cool fighter. Very strong, very slow. So we'll definitely need an escort in order to be most effective. Now, last but not least, our last fighter is the strategic bomber, which costs a whopping 7,500 RUs. Let's see if we can figure out why the heck these things are so expensive. Also, these guys, I believe, are in the tactical simulator, tactical fleet simulator. At least they look really, really similar. But I like the design of these. They still took the chassis. They have like these 2 gigantic torpedo launchers. Really, really cool design. Let's read about them. Strategic bomber. And I want to bring that up a little bit higher so we can see it better. There we go. Strategic bomber. Description: nuclear bomb squadron serving in the Hiigaran Strategic Force, equipped with 1 autocannon and 2 Trident thermonuclear missiles. What the freak? Type fighter, and that explains why it's so freaking expensive. Cost 7,500 RUs. Build time 245 seconds, so it takes like almost, actually over 3 times longer than the heavy bomber to be built. Wow. Maintenance cost 90 RUs per year. That makes sense. It's housing nuclear bombs. Strong versus capital ships. Prerequisites: Admiral rank. So you have to be really high ranked up in order to use this ship. Fighter facility and research division engineering. So you need the 3rd tier of research unlocked. You also have to research the Trident technology and 5 crew members. Holy crap. So the Trident thermonuclear missiles, how much damage is this? No. 1,000. That's actually not that much. Well, I mean, it's twice as much.
Underway.
No, don't build that. That's twice as much as a heavy bomber.
Copy. Ready. Acknowledged. Reporting.
I want to know how powerful these nuclear bombers are. I'd assume since they're so freaking expensive, they have to be really powerful. How much does the mini vortex do? Oh, I don't know. But anyways, that's all the fighters.
Standing by.
I really would like to do a combat scenario with you guys and just see how much damage they do. We might actually test it on the mothership or the research station real quick before we end this, because I am like super curious of why the Hiigarans developed a thermonuclear bomb fighter. Let's try it real quick. Oh wait, this is Homeworld 2. We don't have the attack anything command. I forgot. Sierra got rid of that in this game for some dumb reason. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna end this here. That is all the fighters we can build on the Hiigaran side. The rest of these are task force, which we can bring in through research. So that's cool. I don't think any of these have any special abilities except for the scout. They're all just kind of what they are. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a like if you did. If you like what I do, consider subscribing, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, this is Captain Soban signing out.
The Faker have arrived. Emergency hyperspace procedures initiated. The mothership must survive.